welcome back to Atreyu News. A new blue-collar job is emerging and it's booming. From what I understand, small business is at like a 30-year high right now, while the stock market skyrockets. Inverse reports, according to the National Solar Jobs Census released mid-February, the solar industry grew 17 times faster than the rest of the economy in 2016. Wood now works as a solar panel installer for Horizon Solar Power. The reliable blue-collar job of the future likely isn't in manufacturing or coal or oil, but in solar and green energy storage, which is swiftly outpacing growth in other industries. Like Elon Musk, Wood and his co-workers generally believe the elimination of solar subsidies in 2022 will do little to alter the sunny outlook for the industry. The data-supported optimism around solar seems to be contagious, especially among young men looking for a gig. Well, realistically, it's the most powerful thing in our galaxy that we can harness, at least. Almost we can harness basically nothing of what the sun produces, but the little that we can harness, it's incredibly useful and incredibly powerful. The National Solar Job Census released this month by the Solar Foundation, a non-profit that works for the advancement of solar, paints a picture of industry that is rapidly growing to be an important source of blue-collar work in America. With the solar subsidies ramping down from 30% starting in 2019 and running out after 2022, the industry is on the brink of standing on its own. Then it will learn to walk, then we'll try to run. I see where these people are going, and although I love the idea of harnessing solar power, the solar panels themselves are incredibly toxic, and the upkeep, I don't think the technology is where it should be at this point. I think it would make more sense to try and understand where Nikola Tesla was going when he invented wireless electricity. Not many people know, but the alternating current that comes out of our wall that we use in every single day life was an invention, or I should say a discovery, by Nikola Tesla. And he also created wireless electricity that existed at the turn of the last century, and we haven't seen it in 100 years, but he made it work, and there's photographs of it and everything. I found that funny. Pentagon makes it official. Terrorist group has a name. The Pentagon has made it official. ISIS is now officially called ISIS. Well, that's fantastic. FoxNews.com reports, the Pentagon has officially declared the name of the terror group the United States and its allies have been fighting for years is, in fact, ISIS. Well, I'm glad they're here to tell us these things. We've officially switched to ISIS, Captain Jeff Davis, a Pentagon spokesman, said in a briefing with reports Friday. They all mean the same thing. Davis said ISIS already had been used unofficially in the past inside the Pentagon because it was the easiest to understand. While ISIS had been widely accepted for years as the common acronym for the Islamic State, then Secretary of State John Kerry and others in the Obama administration insisted for years on using ISIL or Daesh, the acronym formed using Arabic letter to spell Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. And I understand why they used ISIL. And judging on my own research and how I understand it, is that they kept changing the name from Al-Qaeda to ISIS to ISIL to keep the public thinking that this is a different enemy, to confuse the public, to make the information so convoluted we'd never be able to put it together. That was its purpose, to change the name. The Pentagon released a memorandum Friday afternoon dated February 13th outlining the official change. We view ISIS, ISIL, Daesh as interchangeable terms for the same thing. ISIS is the term most known and understood by the American public, and it is what our leadership uses. The memo simply aligns our terminology. Well, at least we got that under control, that they are in fact all the same thing, and they must be crushed and wiped from the earth just the same. Breaking. Look what happened to Obama when he was spotted in New York. These people, obviously you already know what's going to happen. They're going to go completely ape shit. But here's the thing I don't understand. This is what we're up against, and some of these people represent the enemy of the Republic. Because if you look at what happened in the last 8 years with the doubling of the debt, the expanding of the federal government, expansion of the war, and the sucking out of the jobs, what in the hell do these people have to be happy about unless they're all rich already? See, they completely lose their damn minds. Even though the country's taking a nosedive, they don't care. And it's funny, these are probably the same people that would boo Trump for bringing wealth back to America. And then cheer Obama when the wealth leaves. Like, we really are dealing with a mental illness. I'm convinced that these are they're like animated corpses. They're like real life zombies, these people.